Hello, friends. Welcome to Betkraft, the home of showbet football analysis and predictions. Okay, and it's a very beautiful Thursday morning, and we have some games that we selected from amongst the games that's going on across the globe, and we took time to make our in-depth analysis on these games before we brought it forward for you. Right, and we know that yesterday we had I think 8 games that was predicted, and we had 5 of them playing out correctly, and I also had 3 that didn't live up to expectations yesterday. But we saw Atlanta defeating Bayer Leverkusen yesterday, unexpectedly, bringing their 51 game unbeaten run to an end yesterday. It was quite a very exciting game, and we saw Ademola Lookman rising to the occasion, scoring 3 goals, in the finals, unexpectedly. And those 3 goals were actually quite very beautiful goals. And this is football. That's the beauty of football. You never know what could happen. You know, also included amongst the games that didn't live up to expectation because we do expect Bayer Leverkusen, seeing their streak and all that, and the quality of players, we did expect that they are going to win the occasion that day, but it happened the other way around. But kudos to Atlanta though, and today we do have games that we selected, but before we head to the business of the day, I want to ask those of us that are coming across our channel for the very first time to kindly take our time to hit the subscription button down there so that you don't miss out on our subsequent games that will be up on this channel on a daily basis. All right, you've done that. Thank you so much. All right, without further ado, let's head to the business of the day. And today we are starting with the very first game, which is in second division in Sweden, where we have Örebro who will be up against Uzbekistan. And Örebro in the past 6 have been able to achieve 3 wins. They've also had 3 losses, and the way side on the other hand have also managed 2 wins as well as 3 losses and also 1 draw in the past 6 games they've had so far. And when you take it down to how they fared from home and away perspective, we can as well see that the home side in the past 10 home games have been able to achieve 7 wins playing from home. They've also had 3 losses playing from home. It goes to show that they have won 70% of their home matches, and we are expecting them to rise to the occasion in this very well. We also saw that in the past 3 home games for them have always seen them winning. They have won the past 3 home games, so we expect them to rise to the occasion in this very encounter. And also their away side on the other hand have been able to manage just 1 win playing from away, and they've also had 3 draws, and they have had 6 losses from their away games they've had in the past 10 away games. So when you put all that together, we know that the home side is likely, much more fancy to pick up the spoils, seeing that the last time both teams met saw the home side Örebro defeating their away side by 5 goals to 1. So we do expect a home win in this one. That's our very encounter, home win. And that takes us to the very next game. And the next game is in Egypt Premier League, where we have Zamalek, who will be up against the Future FC. Okay, Zamalek in the past 6 have been able to achieve 3 wins. They've also had 3 losses. And their way side, Future have had 2 wins, 1 draw, as well as 3 losses in the past 6 games they've had so far. And when you take it down to how they fared from home and away perspective, you can always see that the home side, Zamalek FC, who has been a wonderful side in Egypt, and they have managed they have been able to win 7 games out of the past 10 home games they've had so far. They've also had just 1 loss and 2 draws in the past 10 home games, and that loss came against when they played out their game against Al Ali. We know that Al Ali is the strongest side in the African football at the moment. So they defeated Zamalek on that occasion by 2 goals to 0. But Zamalek have been doing well even after that. And the away side, Future, in the past 10 away games actually have managed just 2 wins. They've also had 2 losses, but they have had a lot of draws. They've had 5 draws. Okay, and most of the games have always resulted in a draw. All right, and the last time they met Zamalek played at a 1-1 draw, and indeed, that was in CAF Confederation Cup. But Zamalek also have won the first tie of that very encounter by 2 goals to 1. So Zamalek, won the entire head-to-head encounter. But in this very encounter, we do expect to see, the home side, also seeing the fact that, the past seven head-to-head meetings, I've always seen Zamalek being very dominant, winning on on 6 occasions and drawing on just one occasion. They've never lost to Future, so we do expect the home side Zamalek to rise to the occasion in this very one. It is from win. That's our verdict for that very encounter. And that will take us to the very next game, and the next game is in Bolivia, where we have San Antonio Bulo, who will be up against the Royal Pali. And San Antonio, in the past 6, have been able to achieve just 3 wins. They've also had 3 losses. And the way side, Royal Pali have had just 1 win in the past 6 games. They've also had 4 losses as well as 1 draw in the past 6 recent games. And the home side, in the past 10 home games, have been able to achieve, 7 wins playing from home. They've also had just 1 loss, and they've had 2 draws playing from home. So it goes to show that they have won 70% of their home matches, and they've only lost 1, and on that occasion lost by 1 goal to 0 to that very team. And their away side, on the other hand, have been able to win on 4 occasions in the past 10 away games. They've also had 6 losses playing from away. All right. And when you put all that together, we know that the home side, San Antonio Bulo, is actually, fancy to rise to the occasion in this very one. Okay. Seeing that they've been winning and they've won their 70% of their home games. And we do expect them to rise to the occasion and win outrightly in this very game. All right, home win. That's our party for that very encounter. And the next game that we have for you is in Peru. We'll have San Marcos will be coming up against Deportivo La Cobamba. All right, in the past 6 for the home side, San Marcos have been able to achieve 4 wins. In the past 6, they've also had 2 losses, and their away side, on the other hand, have had 4 wins as well, but they've had just 1 loss as well as 1 draw in the past 6 games they've had in recent times. And when you take it down to how they fared for home and away, you could see that home side have been able to win. They had the past 9 games they've played so far. They've been able to win 7 out of the past 9 games. They've also had 2 losses. But what you note is the fact that amongst the 9 games they've had in the past, 9 home games, they've been able to manage to score a lot of goals, and 8 out of those 9 have seen produce over 2.5 goals. So and the away side also have seen a very, very similar situation, seeing that the 10 in the past 10 away games I've had so far, they've been able to produce 6 over 2.5 score line. And looking at how they fared, they've managed just 3 wins from away. They've actually had 2 draws as well as 5 losses playing from away. So we do expect a lot of goals in this one. We do expect to see at least a minimum of 2 goals in this very encounter. It is over 1.5. That's our verdict for that very encounter, and that will take us to the very next game. And the next game happened to be in Norway, where we have Lyn coming up against Sandnes. It's Norway's Division 1, and we know that the home side Lyn have managed just 2 wins. They've also had 1 draw as well as 3 losses in the past 6 recent games they've had so far. And the away side, on the other hand, have been able to achieve 3 wins out of 6. They've also had 3 losses in the past recent games. Okay, and taking a look at how they fared from home and away perspective, we can as well see that the home side have been able to achieve 6 wins playing from home. They've also had 3 draws and just 1 loss playing from home. And their away side, on the other hand, have won 3 games out of the past 10 home games. They've also had 1 draw, and they've had 6 losses playing from away. As a matter of fact, the last away game they played saw them losing out to Songda by 5 goals to 1. And when we put all that together, all right, we know that the home side Lyn is actually expected to rise to the occasion to win outrightly in this very game. It is home win. That's our verdict for that very encounter. All right, that takes us to the next game, and the next game is in Iceland, where we have John Lair coming up against the Trot. Okay, John Lair, the home side, have been able to win 3 in the past 6. They've also had 1 draw as well as 2 losses, and the away side have managed just 1 win, and they've had 4 losses as well as 1 draw in the past in the past 6 games they've had. And when you take it down to how they fared from home and away perspective, you could see that the home side have managed 4 wins out of the past 10 games. They've also had 3 draws as well as 3 losses playing from home, and the away side have won just 1 game from away, and they've also had 2 draws and 7 losses playing from away. it goes to show that these teams are quite inconsistent in terms of their wins, and we do expect also we also noticed that they've been scoring a lot of goals in this very encounter. See that the home side in the past 10 away home games have always produced a lot of over 2.5. They have seen over 2.5 scoreline on 6 occasions out of 10, and the away side have seen over 2.5 scoreline on all 10 away games that have played so far. So we do expect to see at least minimum of 3 goals in this very encounter. Over 2.5, that's our verdict for this very game. Okay. Also, what you have mentioned is also the last head-to-head meetings for both sides. The last 10 head-to-head have seen over 2.5 on 9 occasions out of 10, and we do expect to see 3 goals minimum in this very game. That's our verdict, and that will take us to the very next game for the day. And the next game for the day is in Estonia, where we have Estonia First Division, where we have Nome United coming up against Trans. Okay, Nome have lost the entire 6 games they have played in recent occasions, and the away side Trans have lost 5 out of 6. They've also had 1 draw in the process. And when you take a look at how they fared from home and away perspective, you can also always say that the home side in the past 10 home games have managed to achieve 4 wins. They've also had 4 draws as well, and they've lost 2 games playing from home. Okay, no, they have actually they lost just 2 games playing from home. They've been able to achieve 4 draws as well as 4 wins. But the away side, on the other hand, in all the away games they've played so far, they have lost the entire away games they've played so far. Okay, looking at the home side, the last home game they played also saw them losing out by 1 goal to 0. But in this very encounter, it is the riskiest game amongst our predictions today. We saw that the home side have not really won in the past 6 games. They have had just 1 draw, and the last time both teams met, which was in March, saw away side defeating this side by 2 goals to 0 from home. They were playing from home at that moment, and in this very encounter, the home side Nome United is playing from home, and seeing that the away side have lost the entire 10 away games, the home side have a very big odd, about 2.8 odds. That's what is given to the home side to win this very tie. But that's what we are going for. We're going for home win. Even though it is the riskiest game amongst all, I can advise that you play this one separately. The odd is very large, 2.87, but let's take the risk here. We expect to see the home side to rise to the occasion in this one and win outrightly in this very game. It is home win. That's what we suspect in this very game, seeing that they've managed to win at least 4 games in the past 10 home games, and we expect them to win outrightly in this very one. Home win. That's our very game, and that brings our predictions on Betkraft for you today to a conclusion. All right, I wish you the very best of luck. Remember to always play with what you can afford to lose. It's only a football game. Like we saw yesterday, you can turn around at any time. All right, that being said, tomorrow is another wonderful day, and we're going to come up with our wonderful predictions. And I hope to see you again tomorrow. But until then, keep winning.